What's up, people? Man, this your boy Z, and I'm back with another video, and I'm gonna pay some respects. I want to say rest in paradise to a WWE Hall of Famer, a man that's inspired generations of wrestlers over the last, 50 to 75 some years. The WWE has been around, or longer than that. I want to say rest in paradise to Rocky Johnson. I'm going to send my condolences to the Johnson family, to the Mavias. This man here was amazing. This is the Soul Man. Now, for you young folks who don't know who this man is, this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's biological father. Okay? And not only is he Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's biological father, this man here was one half with Tony Atlas as the first black American, the first black tag team champions of the world. That means long before the Harlem Heat ever existed, right? Long before the Dudley Boys, right? Before MVP, before New Day, all these other groups, D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, right? The Nation of Domination, right? But long before any one of these groups ever existed, before the Acolytes, before you had Farouk, you had this man here, okay? Now, Farouk himself, the Godfather, right? D'Lo, Mark Henry, Booker T, Stevie Ray, like Bubba Ray and Devon, they'll all tell you how amazing this man was, including Austin Creed and Big E. They'll tell you how amazing Rocky Johnson is and was to the ring. The McMahon family, Jim Ross, Jerry King Lawler, they all have seen this man wrestle before, way back in the 1970s, 80s. This man has come in the same era that Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Gorilla Monsoon. You've had Killer Kowalski, Triple H's original trainer. That's the generation he comes out of, right? Matter of fact, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, those guys were youngsters. They were 17, 18 when this man was wrestling. Okay? The Rock owes everything he is to this man here. So how The Rock talks, how he speaks, you know what I'm saying, how he gets down the ring, this man here taught him. Okay? And what this man taught Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, was he taught The Rock to not have no handouts, work hard for anything you want. The Rock could tell you he had no easy route. Even though this man was already in business, had a platform, The Rock had to work hard and earn his spot. Okay? The Rock couldn't have it easy. And that's how that man taught him. It's because this man that I honor The Rock as the first black WWE champion, right? Now, I know you young folks, these younger generation don't understand. People that have argued me on my videos before, right? The Paris Milan, right? Jeff from RT Central. No, Jeff did not once acknowledge this man at all. He talks about his son, like his son tattoos ain't crap. His son don't got an African tattoo, but he don't mention his son and his father Rocky, right? Because he's that ignorant. That man did not do proper research when he did those videos. Because he talks about black wrestlers being held back, like this man here. I can name at least 10 Caucasian wrestlers that was held back. But that's neither here or now. Okay? And speaking of Paris Milan, that woman is unintelligent. She don't know nothing about Rocky Johnson. Look, you can clearly tell this man is black. That's a brother. Look at that hair, man. This is a fro. This is what they was wearing back then. It's a pure black man. Okay? Nova Scotia means his family went to Canada to escape the slave master. Okay? No, that man taught The Rock everything he knew. He also taught The Rock to basically earn what he wanted. Wasn't nothing given. Yeah, even though The Rock's father is Ata Mavia, who Rocky Johnson married, again, they raised The Rock to earn what he needed. They didn't give him no easy ride. Rock had to go through years of training. Rock could tell you what he went through, man, after graduating from the University of Miami, Florida. Right? After leaving the Hurricanes, you know what I'm saying, and pursuing his wrestling career, it wasn't easy. But this man took time and trained The Rock. Okay? Again, this man is one of the first generation of black wrestlers that broke in, along with Bobo Brazil, right? I think Rocky Johnson, Farouk, those were one of the first ones who were champions, who took them belts. Farouk broke it in WCW, right? But this man here, if it wasn't for this man, again, there would be no New Day, right? And speaking of New Day, man, Kofi Kingston never once acknowledged himself as the first black WWE champion his damn self. Kofi Kingston will always acknowledge people like Rocky Johnson before him, okay? This is why I tell you young folks, right? And I tell these people in my videos, y'all need to go back and research, because they mentioned Rocky Johnson many times in the older days of WWE, right? When it was the WWF, they mentioned him many times, right? In the Rock's biography, because Rock got like 2 DVDs. He got 2 videos on VHS, right? Talking about his life story, just like it did Triple H and Austin. If you go to Rock's first DVD, they mentioned Rocky Johnson. Okay. The problem with you young folks, man, you only look at things when it's Black History Month. You ain't seen this man wrestle at all, so you don't know. You're looking at it from a visual standpoint. Okay? And never once has The Rock acknowledged himself as a biracial. Okay? He says, I'm Black Samoan in honor of this man here, of his father. Again, man, Kofi Kingston will even tell you how great this man was, man. All these cats, like I said, if it wasn't him, it would be no Big E, right? It'd be no Titus O'Neil, no MVP. None of these black wrestlers, right? He broke it in. And this man has came from a time when Vince McMahon's father was still running the company. It was the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. That's where he comes out of. Right? Him, Arn Anderson, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage. All those legends, right? Rick Rude, you know what I'm saying? He was wrestling, you know what I'm saying, before when, right when those guys got established. Right when they was coming in, right? Even Eddie Guerrero Sr. was around when this man was wrestling. Eddie Guerrero, the Guerrero family, right? Their father and Eddie and Chavo's father and uncle, right? They those brothers, they was around wrestling this man here. Okay? But again, man, Rocky Johnson, I'm going to salute this brother, man, because this man, again, paved the way. He made the way for these black wrestlers to have a platform, right? The Sasha Banks, all those female wrestlers, right? The ones you see on TV today is because of this man here. So we got to take time and acknowledge the ones who came before us. Yeah, this man comes in an era that was yesteryear, right? Okay, y'all gonna understand why most WWE ain't gonna mention him that much because it's yesteryear. This man retired over 25 or 30, 40 something years ago, but he still was being inducted into Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, watch that his induction ceremony that The Rock basically introduced. That talks about this man here. Go watch it, man. Okay. So this is what I tell you, man. The Rock was raised by this man. That means The Rock got relatives, right? He got aunts, uncles, right? Cousins who are all black like this man here. Y'all need to stop calling The Rock biracial. He's a black man. This man, Rocky Johnson, raised The Rock to be black. He didn't raise him to be biracial at all. So The Rock made his father proud by becoming the first WWE champion and the first black undisputed champion. Yeah, The Rock is the first black undisputed champion. WCW and WWE, he won both of those belts, right? So again, man, I respect Rocky Johnson for everything that man did. He is very inspirational. Growing up as a kid, I looked up to Rocky Johnson and his son, Dwayne, right? My stepfather, right, would actually used to play some old clips that's showing him wrestling. Rocky Johnson could get down. And that man was bulked up. That was all natural. He wasn't on steroids either. That was all bulk. That was all natural muscle. Okay? The Rock gets his knowledge from this man here. This is why The Rock don't have to take steroids. He always has natural genetics. No, this man was naturally built in his prime. He need to take no juice or boost himself up. That's all weight room there. You know what I'm saying? All this shoulder and muscle, all weight room. Natural. Okay? Rocky Johnson understood he understood how good he was. He understood his worth. Okay? No, this man has made plenty of history. He's trained a lot of wrestlers. Okay? Yeah, Harlan Reed and Booker T to this day acknowledge how great this man was. You ask any wrestler, Mark, Booker T, right? Farouk. You ask any wrestler that was around when he was time, they'll tell you how great this man was. Okay? So for you people who be going on our channel, man, stop calling The Rock biracial. Because you look at his biological father right here and there, you will see that this is a black man. I told you before. Anytime you got an ounce of black in you, you're black, period. Because in a court of law, whenever you go to jail, you get indicted, they're going to label you as a black man if any one of your parents are black. Either or. It don't matter if you mixed race or not. Okay? Yeah, The Rock is Samoan through his mom's side, but you got to know that the man is also black. He got a black side. This Rocky Johnson's side of the family is all black. Those are black folks. Right? Coming out of Canada from the north. Okay? The Rock, even on Oprah Winfrey, he tell you his time growing up in Tennessee, traveling down I-65, right? He'll tell you the stories he had with his parents. You know what I'm saying? Go watch that Oprah Winfrey, that Oprah interview that Rock was basically told. Go watch that interview, man. The Rock has a lot of stories about this man growing up, being his son. Okay? The Rock is a second generation wrestler, right? Just like Randy is. Just like Randy Orton and all those other wrestlers, right? Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes. The Rock is a part of that. The WWE is a family-oriented wrestling company. A lot of wrestlers like this man here have had children who've also followed in their footsteps. Okay? So The Rock is the results of that. Through Dwayne Johnson, this man's legacy will continue to live on. Okay? So again, man, it's just, the man was 75 years old when he passed. He passed away this week. But again, man, like, I honor this man and what he's done. He has truly made black history on the wrestling side. Yeah, him, Bobo Brazil, Ron Simmons, right? Those type of wrestlers, they broke it in. Okay? No, as a matter of fact, if you get the chance, man, watch this man wrestling clips. I'm pretty sure YouTube probably has them, or you can find them on the internet somewhere, or go to WWE.com. Watch this man wrestle, man. Watch how he used to get down in the ring. Because he was phenomenal, man. Again, they call this man the Soul Man. He's the Soul Brother, right? And he got that gimmick from James Brown that inspired that gimmick. You know what I'm saying? The Soul Man. No, dude was great, man, for his time. Right? And this was back in the 1970s and 80s. That's how far back he goes. Yeah, 90s, I think by 1990 he was already retired. Because by the 90s, I think he was just training wrestlers off stage. That's when he was focused on his son. Then. But yeah, man, like 1960s and 70s, like going to 80s, yeah, that's where Rocky Johnson comes in. He comes in that era. Right? The Hulk Hogan's, the Andre the Giant. Right? The Gorilla Monsoons. And then you had Cactus Jack McFoley when he was a youngster, right? Ric Flair, I tell you how Ric Flair has some stories about Rocky Johnson, man. Right? I'm pretty sure there's not a day you guys, right? If you mention Rocky Johnson and Ric Flair, he'll tell you a story about Rocky Johnson. And if I'm not mistaken, Ric Flair and Rocky Johnson might have had a match before too. They might have wrestled each other before, right? Because Rocky Johnson was wrestling right around the time when Ric Flair was youngster, right? Come here, Ric Flair is an old man. That man in his 70s. So Ric Flair been wrestling way back in the 60s, right? Yeah, ask Ric Flair about Rocky Johnson. I'm pretty sure he'll tell you about the times he had with him in the backstage in the locker rooms, right? Ric Flair knows this man pretty well. Him and Ric Flair have his history together, right? Triple H will even tell you how great Rocky Johnson is. Okay? You ask anybody in the industry about this man, they'll tell you. Right? So no, man, y'all gotta stop putting someone like Kofi Kingston in front of these guys, man. You have to stop. Okay? Because like I said, man, this man came and his son basically overexceeded him and became the first WWE champion. You have to acknowledge that, right? You got to acknowledge him. You got to acknowledge The Rock, the Booker T's, the Mark Henrys. You got to acknowledge those guys for being champions. You know what I'm saying? People need to stop separating that World Heavyweight Championship from the WWE belt. It's the same belt now. Triple H made that undisputed belt to represent both the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Champion as a whole together. That's why they create the Universal title to create a brand new title. But the current WWE belt you see now, that represents the history of WWE entirely, right? Because Triple H don't want guys like this man here to be forgotten. No, you young folks, y'all gotta study, especially you black people that's listening to this video, man. There's a lot of other black wrestlers such as Rocky Johnson that wrestled in the company for years and made an impact in it. Okay, D'Lo Brown, you know what I'm saying? The Godfather, right? Mark Henry, those ain't the only ones who's been around. You know, Stevie Ray, Booker T, those aren't the only ones, right? The Coco B. Rares, Virgil, that was on the 10th UFC, they ain't the only black wrestlers that's been around. You got people like this man here, right? Bobo Brazil, who I mentioned earlier in my other video, right? Those guys been around. And I have, you know, I'm gonna make note, right? When Rocky Johnson first started wrestling, man, it was in a different era. When, you know what I'm saying, when you think racism was bad now, it was far worse back when this man was growing up. Okay? So people want to come on and say that WWE is racist. The wrestling business was way more racist back then than it is now. But like I told y'all before, man, everybody can't be this man's son. Right? See, Dwayne Johnson knew how to improv. He knows how to really talk on that microphone. He knows how to create storylines for himself. Okay? Remember, The Rock was under this man for years. So The Rock already had understanding business. Somebody like Montel Vontaris Porter, right? Bobby Lashley, they don't have that. They don't have that same type of help. And none against those guys, none against Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley he's not like The Rock at all. And you see that, man. This is why this is why there's not enough black world heavyweight champions, WWE world champions. Even Austin has, Stone Cold Steve Austin has even told you this on his podcast, right? The reason why there's not that many champions like that is because of most of those guys are too generic. They either don't have enough moves going for them, or B, they can't talk that well on the microphone, or C, they don't sell enough merchandise. Okay? That's why they don't get as many opportunities, right? But Vince McMahon and his father still hired these people, right? And treated them with respect. Farouk said it in the interview himself that WWE treated him with more respect than WCW did. Okay? So people want to make that argument. No, man. The WWE was a way better company than WCW. Now it's proven already. Through the Monday Night Wars, WWE basically defeated WCW. Ultimately, in the ratings. In the ratings and merch, in the sales and all around, better. They had the better wrestlers. Let's just face it, man. Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner, they didn't do they pissed off a lot of wrestlers. They didn't treat everybody fairly. Okay? It was only in WWE that this man could marry the love of his life, which is a Samoan woman named Alta Mavia, and have Dwayne, right? And have The Rock. This man did everything he ever wanted to do in his lifetime. So I respect that man fully. Right? He didn't let nothing stop him from his dream. But again, first black tag team champion ever. So you heard it from me, and you can research that yourself, right? If you don't believe me. He and Tony Atlas are the first black tag team champions ever. All right, ever hit that square circle, right? So again, so before the Dudley Boys, before it was Booker T and Stevie Ray, the Harlem Heat, right? Long before there was a New Day, because they weren't even born when this man was around, right? Before D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry and the Nation of Domination formed, before Godfather had his tag team, it was this guy here. Okay? Then after him, of course, you've had Ron Simmons, and the rest is history. But no, man, this man here, again, made the way, right? This man had a wonderful career. But anyways, that's just it, man. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just want to reflect on the career this man had and let you know that there's a lot of wrestlers like him that's been around. Okay? Y'all need to go to w.com. You need to go read your books. Go on Google. All right, there's a lot of first generation black wrestlers who are great in their time. And it didn't matter if they wasn't a world heavyweight champion or a WWE champion or not. At least they got a chance to be on a platform and be on TV and get the chance to live out that dream. That's all that really matters, honestly, man. Because some of these wrestlers, truth be told, they don't even care about being the top guy. I'm going to just be very honest with you. Okay? Everybody can't be the leader of a wrestling company. Everybody can't be a world heavyweight champion or a WWE champion. That's just the reality of it. But as long as you get a chance to get paid for your talents, and you perform every week, and you get the chance to travel around the world and meet different people, and as long as your family is happy with you, man, and you make your kids proud of you, then that's all that really matters. Like this man here, this man didn't care that he wasn't the world heavyweight champion. He didn't lose no sleep over that. The fact that that man actually won belts, he made black history, right? And the fact that he got into Hall of Fame, that's what all that man cared about. This man's a WWE Hall of Famer. So when you get into the WWE Hall of Fame, it don't matter no more. You will be forever be remembered as an entity. Anybody gets in that Hall of Fame, that's gonna go down forever. This man made the Hall of Fame. That's all that mattered. That man accomplished what he wanted to do. That man wasn't tripping about beating Hulk Hogan or beating none of those wrestlers, beating no Ric Flair for no World Heavyweight Championship or no W title. He didn't care less. He was on TV every week. He was performing. He got a chance to travel and see the world. This man got a chance to see things he wouldn't even see growing up in his hometown. Okay? See, that's what y'all gotta look at too, man. Yeah, people like Bobby Lashley, right? And Ahmed Johnson, y'all mention all these black wrestlers you feel getting held back, but are they themselves being held back? That's what you gotta ask. Because to this day, I ain't seen now one black wrestler complaining like that. Never, man. Bobby Lashley, as much as Jeff from ORT Central mentioned those black wrestlers, all 6 of those black wrestlers ain't had nothing negative to say about the McMahon family at all till this day. You don't see The Rock complaining. You don't see Booker T complaining. Even though people still brought up that, still harassed Booker T over that WrestleMania 20, right? Over him losing, I think it was WrestleMania 19, him losing that belt to Triple H. Booker T said that was the greatest match of my life. Booker T didn't care about jobbing out to Triple H. He was just happy to be even in one of the main events at WrestleMania competing for that title. Booker T was happy about, was satisfied with his career. That man's 5-time World Heavyweight Champion. He don't care about none of that stuff. Right? Again, man, y'all need to stop trying to complain. Stop trying to call the WWE racist. Because if WWE was really that racist, would you even see any of these black wrestlers? Would you see any of these black wrestlers in NXT, right? Would you see the New Day with Kofi Kingston? Many times they won that tag team champion. You wouldn't even see them around like that, right? There would be no Crime Time. There would be no D'Lo Brown, no Godfather, or The Rock. It wouldn't be none of these guys if WWE was really that bad. You think this man, Rocky Johnson, would be wrestling for a company that was racist, that treated him unfairly? Hell no. Okay? So y'all need to stop talking against Vince McMahon. Okay, that's low down, man. For real. After all Vince McMahon has done nothing wrong. And Vince McMahon, at the end of the day, the McMahons, him and Linda, and Stephanie and Shane, they can't control how people feel in this backstage. They can't control how certain wrestlers feel about other people. They can't control how somebody that's doing their storylines is going to feel about a certain individual, right? They can't control everything, right? But the McMahons have treated each and every last one of these wrestlers, including the Johnson and the Maivia family, with respect. They treated Rocky Johnson's family with the utmost respect. Okay? So people need to stop that racism stuff, man. That's just really, you new generation, you 23, you 22, 21 and unders, man. Y'all don't have no common sense at all. Right? Because y'all calling The Rock Samoan, he ain't black. This man here is his father. That's his biological father. You can look at this man's face. You can tell that's The Rock. The Rock has this type of hairline, right? The eyes, The Rock has all of this. Okay? This man, The Rock has a build like this man here. Okay? So stop calling The Rock biracial. This man is black. The Rock is black Samoan and he's proud of it. Okay? He's black and he's proud. Right? But anyways, folks, that's the video, man. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. In the comment section, I'd like for you to post your favorite memory of either Rocky Johnson or The Rock, right? For you older folks that may be watching this video, man, I would love to see I'd love for you to comment your memory of seeing Rocky Johnson, whether you watched him on TV or you actually came to see an event that he was a part of. Tell me what you think, folks. That's the video, man. Stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.